Grace, peace, and thanks to you for listening in for a few minutes. We've got some good news to share about what God has been doing and is doing for helping people to find health care in our area. My name is John Seltzer.
And my name is Chip Freilich, and we are both retired parish pastors who now serve as chaplains at the Lackey Clinic in Lackey, Virginia. We're nestled between Yorktown and I-64 on Route 28. Today, we are at King of Glory Lutheran Church in Williamsburg, which is one of the partner churches with Lackey Clinic.
First and foremost, the Lackey Healthcare Clinic is a ministry of Jesus Christ. And as such, it is that special place where God's love comes to intersect with human needs, especially people who may not qualify or are unable to afford their own health care insurance. Take, for example, someone whose life is going pretty well at work and they get sick, and their sickness makes it necessary to miss multiple days of work. Very often what happens is the person loses their job, then they can't pay their rent, and then they can't pay the utility bills, and perhaps the food bills, and perhaps the child care services, and in the blinking of an eye, life gets turned upside down really, really quickly. Since it began in 1995, the Lackey Clinic has pursued a mission of bringing hope and healing and help to those who are in special needs. Especially patients are living in the Williamsburg area, James City County, Yorktown, Newport News, and Poquoson. Lackey telehealth and in-person visits are provided by a staff of somewhere between 15 and 30 people and over 250 different volunteers, all of them working to provide quality medical care, dental care, eye care, behavioral health care, pharmacy, and of course, spiritual care. 5 days a week, each day begins with a prayer huddle, and it ends with a prayer huddle. And everybody there is reminded that God's love is working its way for healing through everybody's efforts. Area hospitals see Lackey as a medical ally, and so there's a partnership that takes place where referral services take place between the hospitals and Lackey as well. I think the following video is one that brings stories that inspire God's love at Lackey, not the least of which is the story of the co-founders of Lackey, the late Dr. Jim Shaw and his wife, Cooka Shaw. Let's take a look and listen.
How it started was I asked Jesus into my life at a Christian retreat and came back and wanted to give something back to the Lord. There's a verse in Matthew, which has kind of become the keystone verse for the clinic, that says, inasmuch as you do it unto the least of these, meaning the indigent, the poor, you do it unto me. So I saw that as saying, if I serve the poor, I'm going to be serving Jesus. And so I said, I'm a good doctor. Let's try to do free medical care.
The impact of the Lackey Clinic is just unbelievable when you think back, starting in a basement of a church and the work that was done with Jim and Cooka, to now, the building, which is so nice, but more importantly, the care that's provided there.
When Jim and Cooka had this vision for the ministry, I don't think that they had any idea at all as to where they was to go. I just think they felt a need, saw the need, and felt a need to respond to that.
We're able to do so many different things that 12 years ago we had 4 exam rooms, now we have 10. It's just exciting to see what the future holds.
When I first got here as a business guy, you say, how does this thing work? And it took me a little while to figure out, but the support network that's there, everything from the students that come from William and Mary and volunteer scribes, to the donors, to the people that give us money through grants, to all the community partners.
You can see the impact of that support very tangibly.
Well, when I first came here, I was kind of nervous because I was the type of person that I never wanted nothing for nothing. I would suffer before I take a handout, you know. And the people talk to me and they let me know it's not a wrong thing to accept help. I felt people ain't that nice to do things for you like that without being a catch. And I found out different. There are some beautiful people in this world, and a lot of them is right in this building here.
I'd had some medical problems in the past that had kind of derailed my life. I wasn't in a situation where I was able to be insured, and having this available it saved my life. It was a godsend.
My husband and I are in a hard place. We're homeless. Did not have any income for 5 months, and then he got sick. He was in ICU for 10 days. The doctors didn't think he was going to make it. I called Lackey Clinic, and I asked, could I speak to Miss Desmere? She's my counselor. Everyone at Lackey Clinic prayed for us, prayed for him.
They took the fear away because they let me know that they was in my corner. You know, I was like the Tin Man, but I was all the pieces. These ladies and men got their head together and put me back together to make me who I am right now. The cheerful person that I always been.
We're staying in the basement in a house right now. And one of the nurses, they had gotten together and gone out and bought me a little space here. So I went, because I told her how cold it was in the basement. This is just a small morsel showing how much they care.
They say you will forget what people say to you. You will even forget what people do to you, but you will never forget how they make you feel. These people, every one of them, always make me feel like I am cared for, like they care about me and my health and what's going to happen to me in my future.
I think when you can walk out the door at the end of the day and know without a doubt that you have made a difference, that's a fulfilling, wonderful thing.
If we have faithful people working here, and we continue to humble ourselves to God's plan and listen, I think God's going to do tremendous things.
25 years from now, hopefully I'll be with Jim in heaven with Jesus, and we're looking down because the clinic's celebrating its 50th anniversary. Hopefully I'll be here, but if not, I'll be with him, and it'll be a lot of fun.
I'd like to share with you some ways that you might connect with Lackey Clinic. There are group projects that we are looking for help with, where people can donate designated items for the clinic, like thermometers or bathroom scales or blood pressure cuffs or other items that might be needed. You could also donate over-the-counter medications for our patients, and also dental items like toothbrushes and toothpaste and dental floss. If you're interested in using your gifts and talents perhaps to help us with landscaping, mulching, or trimming bushes, painting the interior walls of the clinic, or you might want to help us by preparing an appreciation lunch for our 30 staff members and volunteers that we do once a week. Then there's the opportunity to become a patient. If you earn between $8.50 and $20 per hour, you may be eligible to become a patient at Lackey Clinic. And we would encourage you to use that opportunity. Groups from your church can also come and volunteer. You can become a donor in many and various ways. We also look for the volunteers at the clinics, so if you are interested in any of these ministry opportunities, you can call our main office or look us up on the website. Thank you, and God's blessings be for you, to you, and your families.